Welcome back to Unapologetically Unfiltered. My name is Georgia.
I'm Jess. Here we are.
And on today's episode, we are going to be talking about dating from a distance.
Yes, and a little bit of international mystery. We're both women of international mystery, aren't we?
We certainly are.
It's one of our favourite hobbies,
Yep.
gapping the country without notice.
Where is she this week?
But my passport's never far from me, let's be honest. Obviously, Georgia, you travel a lot for work. That is your job.
Yes.
So, and I travel a lot because I like to travel. Mm-hmm. What is it like traveling a lot, but also genuinely looking for love? It must be a little bit difficult.
It is actually difficult. I have been in my industry for a very long time and I am a certified lover girl. So I have been in quite a few relationships and I have had men that are okay with it. And I've had men
with
that
your
are
job?
with my job, and I have had men that are not okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I found that there's actually more men who are not okay with it. Mm-hmm. With the distance. So, when I'd be online dating and they would be saying to me, what do you do for work? I would actually avoid that conversation.
Yeah, it gets a little bit of bad rap, your industry, doesn't it?
It
Which
does.
is so odd. 'Cause I think it's exciting and sexy.
Apparently, I've got a boyfriend in every port, which is actually quite ironic because, you look at flight attendants and majority of the time we are laying in bed having our snacks because we are so exhausted.
It's I worked in the events industry, events production, and people think, and I was traveling a lot for work when I was in corporate.
Yep.
And I'd be in and out of airports, LA, New Zealand, whatever. And people would be like, oh my God, where are you off to now? Your job is so glamorous, but it's not. It's exhausting. And you're the peasant behind the scenes.
Yes.
On site from 4 a.m. till midnight.
Yes.
Doing everything for everyone.
Yeah, pretty much. So I'd be chatting to these men online and they'd say to me, what do you do for work? And I'd be like, oh God, here we go. And I'd be like, oh, I'm an international flight attendant. And straight up, a lot of them would say to me, oh, wow, you must be away like so much. Look, I'm not really looking for someone who is away all the time. And I actually we do get quite a bit of downtime in my role. So yeah, it would be quite judgmental, I found, from quite a lot of men online.
So this is what I find really interesting, right, is the fact that men actually struggle with the distance, because I have been dating overseas. I've lived in Bali for, a year and a half and whatnot. Yeah. And when I went on to Stranded, I was coming off the back of a stint of living in Bali. I did say that I would move for love, but Sam was challenged by the fact that I lived in Bali and that would put distance between us. And in my head, I've always thought that men would be okay with distance.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with distance and space because I'm quite independent and I have my own goals and, I run my own life. Mm-hmm. But in my experience, particularly after Stranded, when I've been more intentionally looking for a relationship, it seems like men actually challenged more by the distance than I have been.
Yes.
I feel like it's completely possible, but
yes,
but they are kind of like, oh my God, no, like I need my woman to be with me.
Yeah, it is. I find it quite interesting. I find the very secure men, I find, don't need to have their partner kind of with them 24/7.
Is it a sex thing though? Because, not to make men just about sex, but obviously sex is a very important component of an adult relationship.
Yes.
And affection. So is it maybe it's like an affection, comfort and a sex thing?
I feel like it's a combination of quite a few things. And I even just, think with my industry in general, it just gets a really bad rap that if you're not around your partner, then you're off overseas doing something. So I think it's a combination of things, of you being away for extended periods at time, you know, them not being able to see where you are or what you're doing. So
Yeah, I find it kind of offensive because do they not think that you have anything else to do other than chase dick? Like we have things to do. We go to the gym. I run my own business.
Yes.
We read.
Yes.
Like we're multifaceted women. We have friends.
I actually on a lot of my work trips, it is actually like I do have a lot of downtime and actually I have a big routine. So I have a routine
and it's important
where
for
I'm
you.
training a lot, I'm reading, you know, working, you know, I'm seeing my friends and, you know, also speaking to my family and everyone back at home. So
yeah, because you want to stay connected. I mean, I can't relate obviously to working within the airline industry, but I feel like I've kind of received the same or similar judgment for living in Bali and trying to date intentionally because men see it as like a smorgasbord of men and women all trying to like just fuck each other basically because there's so many men and women everywhere and there's so many opportunities that they assume if they've been here for a holiday, they just assume that you're living this Bali holiday life every day.
you're like a holiday hookup or something.
Yeah, but in reality, I've spent months and months living here where my life is...
This is your life.
Yeah, I get up, I go to the gym,
Yes.
I go home, I sit at my desk.
Yep.
I'll go for a walk in the afternoon and I'll go out once a week on a Friday night and then maybe do something on a Sunday or something, but it's not... You don't go out every night.
I think it's men assuming things.
Yes, it's men assuming. It's definitely that lifestyle in Bali, that transience of dating.
Yeah.
But because I have spent so much time in it, you start to be able to spot very quickly who's who. So that's, I guess, the difference in, well, me, but also in someone that might have just moved to Bali 3 weeks ago versus someone that's been in Bali for a little bit.
Yes. Yeah.
And probably the same for your industry.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think it definitely, you know, it takes a secure man to be with a flight attendant. You could easily cheat at home as much as you could cheat overseas if that's what you are wanting to do.
Oh, facts.
Yeah, so it doesn't
You can cheat
really,
while you're living with someone.
Correct. Like, yeah, like you look at all the stories online about, you know, people having affairs right under people's noses. So it's not, you know, you have to be secure in yourself and yeah, like how you meet that person, you can't really judge them and be like, oh, well, you know, she's flying all over, so she's going to be a particular way when, you know, a lot of my colleagues are married in relationships, have side hustles, have businesses, like majority of flight attendants have degrees. So yeah, it's quite funny that we're all labelled as, you know, high class hookers and hussies in the sky,
the highest of high class.
Yeah, when, you know, like, yeah, if you want to go and do that, like, totally be my guest, no judgment from me, but yeah,
definitely not.
It is it is annoying that, you know, there is that stigma around it that, you know, we are all like that and you know, are you going to leave the airline industry when you settle down? Like there's that old school mentality. Whereas, you know, now it's, you know, there's still some of my friends who have become mums, like they're coming back to fly as well. So it is changing the stigma on it.
What about, given the fact that you travel a lot, you've been doing it for a while and you have been in some relationships at distance, do you think it's possible to sustain a relationship when you're at distance and to fall in love with someone from a distance?
I absolutely do think it is possible. It does take certain requirements. Like it does take a certain someone to be able to do it.
Yes.
I do agree. You know, there needs to be amazing communication between you two.
Yeah.
There needs to be, I personally think, an end date to the distance.
Yeah.
There needs to be plans in place. Like, okay, what are we doing? Whether it's, if it's from two different countries, okay, when are we going to see each other next? There needs to be dates in plan for something to work towards.
Yes, I agree.
And I think you both have to have the same end goal.
Yes.
Because if you don't have both the same end goal, it's not going to work. And if you're just kind of there and just having a bit of fun and you're not actually quite serious about it, it's not going to work.
Yeah, so i.e. the same end goal is we will both live in X city together.
Yes.
After you finish this period of
whatever,
or after I finish this period of working.
Yes, like I think you need to have those serious conversations about what's going to happen, because obviously no one wants to waste their time doing a long distance, but that's where I think it is the communication at the end of the day.
And it's funny because long distance relationships kind of appeal to me because it gives me a little bit more space and it means that I can take things slowly.
Yes.
And be a bit more careful.
Yes.
However, and I think that's good for all of us, by the way, but I actually think when you're communicating with someone really well and you are at that 200% and you miss each other, I actually think that you sort of start to lose track of time and
Yes.
it goes faster or something. I don't know.
Do you think it speeds up the relationship?
It's insane to say yes, but maybe yes. It slows down, but it also speeds up.
Yes. I do feel like the long distance relationships do move faster.
It's very emotionally intimate because you have to be sharing. You can't just write someone a text message and be like, hey, babe, how did you sleep? Have a good day. And then at the end of the day, good night. You know, you won't get anywhere. It has to be
a full description of everything that's happened.
It has to be a full
minus the
podcast
toilet
download.
Stuff. We don't want to hear about the toilet stuff, but
you have to be creative about it. I saw this and thought of you. This is what I look like today. This is what I'm wearing.
I quite like a video message in the morning, and I know Jess quite likes a little voice note.
I love a voice note.
So
it's like therapy.
Yeah, I think it's things like that that make it all worth it, but it's also being on the same page as someone.
Oh yeah, there is no room for ambiguity if you're doing distance.
Absolutely,
because
not.
It's a risk.
It is a risk,
big risk.
Yeah, it is a risk because it could potentially take longer to reach that point if you are both in different countries. That's why I feel like you need to be both quite solid together.
Yeah. I always kind of look at it as an opportunity as well. I have always believed that mystery and space actually fosters desire. So it means you're going to want each other even more. And especially for men, this kind of ignites that desire within men so much more.
I think it's women, we probably do think about this stuff a lot, whereas men don't. And I think by giving them that distance and that space, it gives them time to process their feelings and their emotions.
And to miss us.
And to miss. And they apparently fall in love when
they don't have you
they
there.
don't have you there. Whereas apparently for women, we fall in love when we are around our partner.
Yeah. It's very interesting. But
it's crazy, isn't it, really? When you think about it.
It's completely the opposite.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, and the other thing that I've seen as a dating kind of trend, particularly living in Bali, is this idea of, I call it FIFO dating.
Yes.
So it's, you either fly out to see someone for a couple of days or they fly in.
Yes.
Or, you meet them in Bali and you develop a connection and then you keep talking and then you fly somewhere to see them and whatnot. I've done that a couple of times in my life, a few years ago in different locations. But it seems to be becoming a bit of a trend now.
A bit of a thing.
Yes.
A fly in, fly out.
Exactly.
It is exciting.
You get a holiday romance, but continued.
Yeah.
I mean, it's difficult to sustain because, again, you have to be on the same page.
Yes, I think it would totally work if, you had certain dates where you were seeing each other and then, you had an end goal where, okay, who's open to moving, whose work can relocate.
And it can be a
etc.
recipe for disaster. I mean, I've got a girlfriend who lives here, and a guy recently flew her out to Darwin for
Yes.
3 days. And
Yes.
she was like, well, I don't even know him that well. She hadn't met him in person. They were just FaceTiming. But she was like, fuck it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
It didn't work. But I mean, I always kind of see it as like, what an opportunity, like what an experience.
I would so do that. Like, girls, tell us in the comments. Would you do that?
Yeah, exactly.
Would
I mean,
you?
Darwin's a stretch, but like,
Darwin's. Can I choose like a bit of a more exotic place, please?
I flew to Mexico. I flew to Mexico.
Oh,
on
yeah, we'll take Mexico or maybe like the south of France or
Mexico.
Greece or.
But I think why not, like,
Well, that's
you've got to be prepared for it to not just to be a holiday thing. But
you know what? When trying to find your partner and you have to take that risk, and that risk may be doing long distance with someone that that is a risk in it, and if you don't take it, you are never going to know.
And I always say as well, if you're going to end up with someone for like until you're fucking 85 and like old and wrinkly, what is like 3 months or 2 months in the timeline? Mm-hmm. It's nothing. Like, you may as well keep that little bit of sexiness there where they don't know when you're shitting or where you're shitting. And it's a little bit, it's still a little bit spicy.
Yes, keeping the flame alive.
I think that's what we don't really zoom out enough with dating and relationships, because we kind of so focused on the now, what are my feelings now and where's this going to go immediately. But if you are starting to meet people that might be your person for a long time, it's a long time. So you can take your time.
Yes, you certainly can take your time and enjoy those trips,
And enjoy
wherever
the
you're being flown out to.
Enjoy the space, because eventually
Yes.
you're going to have to move in with them, and then you're going to have to see the dirty underwear on the floor, and that's not for me.
Yes.
But we will be back in our coming episodes, and we're going to talk about more specifics around dating internationally, particularly around LA and Bali.
In our experiences, of dating overseas, we're going to tell you what it is like.
Like and subscribe to the podcast on Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcasts, and follow us on Instagram.
Yes, and let us know your comments as well, what you thought of today's episode, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.